What happens in the spirit world after death? The spirit world is a place of great mystery and wonder. What happens to us when we die? Where do we go? What do we do? These are some of the most profound questions that humans have ever asked. And yet, despite its importance, so little is known about the spirit world. We all have our own beliefs and ideas about what happens after death, but ultimately no one knows for sure. However, in recent years, there has been a growing interest in the topic of the afterlife. With more and more people seeking to learn about what happens after death, many people who have had near-death experiences have come forward to share their stories with the world. These stories provide fascinating insights into the spirit world and what may happen to us when we die. So let's explore together the realm of the afterlife and uncover some of the most amazing stories of people who have come back from the brink of death. What happens when you die? When we die, our physical bodies begin to shut down. Our heart stops beating, our lungs stop working, and our brain activity ceases. But what happens to our consciousness? Does it continue on, or does it end? There are many different beliefs about what happens when we die, but ultimately no one knows for sure. Some believe that when we die, our soul goes to a place called the afterlife. The afterlife is often described as a place where people can be reunited with loved ones who have died. It's also said to be a place of peace and happiness, where there is no pain or suffering. Other people believe that when we die, our consciousness is reborn into another body. This is known as reincarnation and is a common belief in many religions, including Hinduism and Buddhism. Still, others believe that when we die, our consciousness simply ceases to exist. Near-death experiences have provided some insight into what may happen when we die. Many people who have had near-death experiences have reported seeing a tunnel of light, at the end of which there was a bright white light and they felt a sense of peace and love. Some NDEs have also seen deceased loved ones who have come to greet them. These experiences are incredibly powerful and have led many people to believe that there is life after death. Here are some of the most amazing stories of people who have died and come back to life. Share their experiences with the world. Ben McMahon. In 2008, Ben McMahon was just an ordinary guy living his life in Australia, but everything changed one day when he suffered a near-death experience. He was mowing his lawn when his phone rang. He stopped the mower to answer the call, but as he reached for his phone, he suddenly collapsed. As it turned out, Ben had a rare medical condition called commotio cordis, which causes sudden cardiac arrest when the heart is hit by a strong emotion. In this case, the shock of seeing his father's name on his phone caused Ben's heart to stop beating. His brain was deprived of oxygen for 15 minutes, and doctors gave him only a 1% chance of survival. But against all odds, Ben was brought back to life. He had no memory of the incident, but when he regained consciousness, he began to share his incredible story. Ben described seeing a bright white light as he was dying and felt as though he was being pulled towards it. He also saw a tunnel and could hear his mother's voice calling out to him. Although he couldn't see her face, he knew she was there trying to pull him back to life. Ben was eventually brought back to consciousness by doctors, but he was left with a newfound appreciation for life and a deeper understanding of the afterlife. Maria Sima. Maria Sima is a remarkable woman who has had multiple near-death experiences. Maria was born in 1937 in Austria and has lived a full life filled with adventure and purpose. She is best known for her work as a healer and spiritual guide, helping others to find their path to enlightenment. Maria's first near-death experience occurred when she was just a child. She was playing outside her home when she suddenly collapsed. She remembers feeling herself being drawn to a bright light and knew that she was leaving her body. When she came back to life, she had no memory of the incident, but she felt as though she had been given a second chance at life. Maria's second near-death experience happened when she was in her 20s. She was in a car accident that left her in a coma for several weeks. During her time in the coma, she had visions of her life flashing before her eyes and felt herself being pulled towards the light once again. When she woke up, she realized that she had survived the accident and was grateful for her second chance at life. Maria's third and most profound near-death experience happened when she was in her 40s. She was visiting India when she became seriously ill and went into a coma for several months. During her coma, she had a vision of her entire life from beginning to end. She saw the good times and the bad times and realized that each experience had shaped her into the person she was today. When she finally awoke from the coma, she knew that she had been given a special gift. She had seen the purpose of her life and realized that she was here to help others find their own path to enlightenment. Since then, Maria has dedicated her life to helping others through her work as a healer and spiritual guide. She has written several books sharing her experiences and teachings and has traveled all over the world, spreading her message of hope and healing. Maria's story is truly remarkable and inspiring. Her multiple near-death experiences have given her a unique perspective on life and the afterlife. She is a living example of the power of the human spirit and the importance of living a life of purpose and meaning. Danny Cevallos. Danny Cevallos is a man who has experienced not one, not two, but 3 near-death experiences. Danny's first brush with death occurred when he was just 12 years old. He was playing baseball when he was hit in the head by a baseball bat, causing a brain hemorrhage. Miraculously, he survived the accident, but doctors gave him only a 20% chance of living. Against all odds, Danny made a full recovery and lived his life as if it were a gift. However, fate had more in store for him. Danny's second near-death experience happened when he was in his 20s. He was in a serious car accident that left him in a coma for several weeks. Once again, he was given only a slim chance of survival. But Danny pulled through. His third and most dramatic near-death experience happened when he was in his 30s. He suffered a heart attack that caused him to go into cardiac arrest. Danny's heart stopped beating for nearly 15 minutes, and it seemed as though he was going to die. However, against all odds, he was brought back to life. Danny's 3 near-death experiences have given him a unique perspective on life. He is a living testament to the power of the human spirit and the importance of never giving up hope. Danny shares his story to inspire others and remind them that no matter how difficult the situation may seem, there is always hope for recovery. These are just a few of the many people who have shared their experiences of death and the afterlife. These stories provide us with a glimpse into the unknown and offer us hope that there is something beyond this life. They also serve as a reminder to appreciate the preciousness of life and to live each day to the fullest. The prospect of an afterlife is both exciting and terrifying. The idea of existing outside of our physical bodies and facing judgment for our actions while alive is a daunting one. However, these experiences teach us that death is not the end, but rather a transition to a different state of being. They also show us that we have the ability to overcome even the most difficult of circumstances, and that no matter how dark things may seem, there is always hope for a brighter future. So the next time you find yourself contemplating the mysteries of the afterlife, remember that you are not alone. Countless others have walked this path before you and emerged with stories that inspire, comfort, and teach us about the nature of existence. By listening to these stories and reflecting on our own beliefs, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us, and ultimately find peace in knowing that we are all connected by an invisible thread that transcends death itself. I want to thank you for watching my videos. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button below the video and leave a comment. I would really appreciate it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any new videos. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.